I got this hood for basically about $100, and it's wrapped, but it's a silver hood. So I'm going to try and take the wrap off of it and see what the condition of the paint is. I'm trying to replace my hood because my hood has a bunch of rust holes in it and stuff, and I can't really fix it. So I think it'd be easier just to start with another hood. So I'm going to see if I can work with this thing. Let's check the paint out, see what it looks like underneath. Look how good that paint looks. This is about possibly one of the most unbelievable deals that I've gotten. If this whole hood looks just like that, I can bolt this on my car, perfectly painted hood, and I won't have to worry about painting it. Let's just keep uncovering it and see what happens. For what I paid for this, I think I got a really good deal. There's very little damage on it. There's really only a little bit damage to the paint, maybe. See, it looks like it's got a touch-up spot there or something. Somebody broke the emblem off, so I gotta get that out of there. Looks like it's been repainted once before. The most amount of damage this thing has is right here. Not really sure what was going on there. And that little ding right there. So I'm gonna have to do some PDR on that. But otherwise, this is a very good condition hood. Now let's compare it to my hood. This is my hood. It's got a rust hole there, starting to rust through there. The whole underside's rusty. It's got spots all over it that are just rust spots that I tried to touch up at some point. It's rusting through there and through there. If you feel the paint here, you can feel it's bubbling up all over it because somebody repainted this hood before, but it's like it just wasn't very well done. So it's got all these little bumps in there. It's like that all the way down here and all the way down here. This is kind of a newer thing that it's been doing, is just kind of having that bubbling look on the sides of it. On the underside of my hood, it's rusty right there. It's rusty underneath this area, which I can't really fix that. That's why it's rusting through it. That's where it rusted a hole into it, because it rusted there and it just kind of got under there. It's like there's salt all in the creases where this was a New Jersey car. It's also got a spot right there where it's rusting. So I expect that it's going to have a rust hole there. So this is why I'm replacing this. And this is the same thing as the hood that I bought. It's got the same label and everything. You know, this stuff is probably not the same because it's only a 328 or something like that. It wasn't a 335i. So I have to take that off there, put it on the new hood, and see how it looks. Here's what it looks like with my junkyard hood I got for basically $96, but they charged me $20 for the struts, but I could return those, so potentially I got it for $74 or $76. I still have to put my emblem in there. Someone robbed it off this car. It's super shiny. You could probably tell the tint of the hood is slightly darker than my paint, probably just because I think my paint is probably a little bit faded. This one, where it was wrapped up in the salvage yard, I think it really protected the hood, which it was better that it was wrapped than not wrapped, because otherwise it would probably have scratches and all kind of paint damage all over it. Looks much better than my original hood. Actually, I think the paint looks better than the car paint on the rest of the car. It's just got that little mark there, and a little bump there, and a little bump there. Otherwise, it's in really good shape.